it's a dream come true to be here, and I don't regret any bit of my decision to move to Germany.
Welcome back, everyone, to another success story with Neha from New Delhi here in Frankfurt today. Welcome,
Thank you
Neha.
very much. Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good as well, thank you. Neha, you have now been in Frankfurt and Wiesbaden. We will talk about it, which is a
Yeah.
city next to Frankfurt. Almost 6-7 months. When have you actually arrived? During the
here in
winter, right?
December.
Oh,
Yeah.
December even,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
9 months.
okay, 9 months already. Today we will talk about how life is in Germany, in Frankfurt, also work life, and for that let's jump in and we find out how life is. Neha, you arrived during winter. As we can see, we're a beautiful summer day at the end of September. How is life here in Frankfurt now after the winters, after summer started, after 9 months? How is life in general here?
I think it's a dream come true to be here, and I don't regret any bit of my decision to move to Germany. Uh, the winters were a little bit of winters are usually long, and I would say a bit gloomy as well. But since the summers are here, uh, it's nice to be out and ha- having that kind of a work-life balance. It works, of course, in Germany. I would say that life has been good so far, and work-wise, I'm enjoying my work. My team is good, my company is good, and very supportive. I would say it's really nice to be here. Yeah.
Okay, great. Neha, let us talk about each step. You arrived during winter. How was it for you to arrive in a new city in Germany, language-wise? No one, I mean, you don't speak German yet too much. How was it to get along here with people in the beginning?
I think I would say, like, if you're going to a city registration office or to the Ausländerbehörde for your blue card processing, uh, mostly I see some of the officials do understand English. So it's not that they won't speak English, but it's always good to know the language, of course. But since my son speaks a little bit of German, and it's easier to take him along everywhere. And but it's important to learn the language. I haven't yet started with the language because somehow I got into that comfort zone. I should have done earlier the language courses. I should have started, but I think it's very important to know the language once you arrive here, so that you get into the system, you learn the culture, and then you make friends, and you are able to communicate on a daily basis. I think language is very important.
Yes, I agree, especially if you want to stay for long term in Germany, also maybe want to become German after 3 years or 5 years. But Frankfurt is an international city. You get along also with English,
Yeah.
At work, do you need to understand German, or is your team international, diverse, and everyone speaks English? How's that?
So my company, German is not the official language, it's English, and we have people from different nationalities. Uh, and everything is in English. All the meetings are in English. So I think that's where the comfort zone came into, and it shouldn't be the case, because if you want to switch to another company, or even for your daily things like going to a supermarket, or going for a parents teacher meeting, it's very, very important that you understand the language. So I have to start it.
Yeah. Before we talk about how life is with your son, with your family here in Germany, maybe we stick a few moments more to your office work. After 9 months, what can you tell us and the community out there? How is it to work with German employer, with a German employer, German colleagues? What is different? What would you recommend also someone who's interested to move to Germany?
I think one of the best thing about staying here and working in Germany is the work-life balance. So you are not expected to work beyond your 8 hours of office and stay back late to finish something. Nothing is as critical as know that it can't wait till the next morning. So that's one good thing. At the same time, I guess communication plays a very, very important role. So once a thing or a task has been given to you, you understand it, and you communicate that you will need this much time to finish. So your words are taken like true. I mean, some things can happen, like anything can happen in between that stops you to meet the ETA, but mostly it's all about punctuality here in Germany.
Germans are known for
And
that,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, and it's important that what you say and you hold that true till the end. Yeah.
Can you give an example? What do you mean by that? How could you tell
like-
us more about what?
Like suppose a task comes on Jira, and if somebody asks, my team lead asked me, like, how much time do you think you need to complete this task? So it's always like, no, you have to really go through the task, understand it, see the technical complications that might come, maybe take a 1 day buffer time, and then come to ETA, like when can you finish. You might require 2 days, you might require 3 days, but that's important what you communicate, and they are fine with it. I mean, even if you need 2 weeks to complete a task, but you ensure that you are well within that 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I think that's important. And if you are stuck somewhere, you need help, just go and ask.
Speak
And
out,
just don't sit and try and not getting the results is not something which is very much appreciated. They are all willing to help you as a team, and I think it's important to raise the red flag at the right time. Until the last time, you keep on saying I'm doing and I'm continuing, but you're actually stuck and not speaking out. So that gives a wrong impression altogether. So it's better to ask for help if you really need that.
Yeah. I can totally agree to what you say. And from a technical point of view, from a developer's point of view, what can you share regarding the tech stack? Also, maybe when you work on products, is there something different compared to your experience in India and daily? What is maybe given more attention to here than in the jobs that and work experience you had before?
I think I have moved to a completely different domain than what I was working. So for me, like, I'm working in the financial domain for the very first time. And basically the company that I work for, has given me a lot of trainings with respect to the functional knowledge that I need to gain before I start working on something technically. So you need to know the product well before you uh, start coding. So I think we have training programs uh, wherein all the newcomers are introduced to what the product is all about, and that keeps happening. I mean, every month there are 2 sessions in our company, which every newcomer has to attend, and there is no denying that. No, it's mandatory for all the newcomers to attend those sessions, understand the product, and then maybe ask questions. And you can again go back to people who are a pro at that and ask more questions if you did not understand something. So I think that helps a lot. That gives you a confidence that slowly and gradually you move up the ladder, understand, and then start doing. Because there's no point you just shoot your arrows in the dark. Yeah.
You work as a full stack developer?
No, I'm a backend developer.
Backend only now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Which tool would you say should a backend developer has if he or she wants to work in Germany?
I think if you're working on the server side, I would say Linux commands are very, very important. Apart from Java, because I'm a Java developer, and I work on pure Java now. I was working on Spring Boot and REST and everything in my previous company, but being in the financial domain where it's very difficult for customers to move to a new technology stack altogether, it's always they always want to be stable, and that's the reason. But I think here also it's like working on Java. It's and especially threading, multi-threading, and networking, and all those stuff. I think I'm building my base there and getting more stronger day by day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Good.
and Frankfurt being the financial capital, I see a lot of opportunities
Within that domain.
Yeah, within that domain.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I would say Frankfurt is the
Yeah.
financial hub in Germany, maybe also like in Europe with Paris these days. Neha, could you tell me again or tell us what you told me before, that you were looking for jobs since 2017, jobs in Germany, of course. Could you tell us what happened since 2000? Why did you want to come to Germany starting 2017, and why did you make it now?
Okay. So I was working for a company in India whose client was based here in Frankfurt. So I was coming at least once a year, every year.
So you
to
know
Frankfurt.
already the city, yeah.
And somehow working on the client side was motivating enough, or I would say that it drove me to a point where I wanted to permanently move to Germany, because I like the work culture, the work ethics while working at the client side. And I could also see the exposure, the kind of exposure you see for your children here. I mean, that's one reason why I wanted my son to have that international exposure coming here. He also wanted he still wants to be a developer or something to do with computer science. And I see a lot of prospects here, and why not give him a base if I can do that for myself, living my own ambition as well as giving him that platform where he can grow. You know?
Yeah.
So that was there. Since 2017, it was on my mind to somehow move, and but frankly, I wasn't doing much to live up to my dream. I was just thinking that it will happen someday, but it will not happen automatically until you put the efforts, you know. And then COVID happened, and 2 years gone into waste, and then I started applying, I think, in 2021, end of 2021, through LinkedIn to various companies in Germany. But I was always getting a rejection mail. And then I started doing my own research about how to write your own CV that is similar to the German format, but still no luck. And I just happened to find your group on LinkedIn, and I just decided to have a call with you guys, an introduction call, and to understand how it works. And I think that was the trigger point, and I decided to go with you guys. And I think I took my 5 months to land up a job here. But the overall process was like, I would say, great in terms of learning and reflecting from what I need to learn more and perform better in my next interview. And every time I was getting all the support from you guys. Be it coaching in a way that you have to do this, learn from your mistakes so that you don't repeat that mistake in your next interview call. So I was getting all those feedbacks, and I worked upon them until I got a job.
Very good. Yeah, I remember, of course, working with you, and the reflection part is very, very important, guys. As you said, in order to get here, you maybe are in touch with companies that you've never heard. The interview process is also different that you compared to what you are used to, and that is already a learning. But in order to pass these different rounds, you really have to become aware and reflect. How did you perform? Why didn't you fail? Or why did you fail? And then reflect and improve it and do it better next time. Very, very good.
It can get overwhelming at times, because the process is very long, but you have to take that, you have to have that patience and that never die attitude to just reach your goal.
Yeah. Very good. Neha, we will talk also in the next part of this interview about your life here with your family. How is it to move with your family to Germany? How is it to live in Frankfurt with your family? I'm looking very much forward to it, and talk to you very soon. Thank you. Everyone, if you want to come and work here in Germany as well, please don't hesitate to contact us, send us a private message, and we are happy to discuss your case then in detail, like we did it with Neha, and see if we can support you. See you very soon. Take care. Bye.